Today is November 19th, 2014. My name is Joseph Fama, and I am conducting an oral history project on Houston hip hop with Christopher Gatson, also known as K Dash, also known as Chaos. We're gonna pick his brain a little bit here. So, go ahead and just tell me about yourself.
I go by K Dash or Chaos. Um, I grew up in the southwest part of Texas. We call it A Leaf, the SWAT, whatever you have you. And I got into the just rapping and being an artist about I said about the age of 14. I was actually I was working at this little Baskin Robbins that I wasn't supposed to be working at anyway because I wasn't even of age. But the CEO he came in, and I remember it was like youngster beating down your block, knocking pictures off the wall. It was on the radio, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I got this label." He was like, "You rap?" And I had like wrote raps at the house or whatever, but I never like rapped them to anybody or made a song. So I was like, "Yeah, I rap." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Oh yeah, let me hear something." So I spit like a little 16 bars or something from him. And he was like, "Bet, come to the studio this weekend. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna make it work." Man, I went to the studio, nervous as hell. But I got in there. We knocked out a little song or whatever. I did my thing, and that just led to different opportunities. And I ended up just getting my own label,
Independent.
independent, like 10 years, 10 years, 12 years later.
There you
So,
go.
you know.
Is there a story about how you got your name at the beginning? Chaos. Just
Yeah,
one
that
day.
actually, yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. Me and my homegirl, we chilling in the car, just finished blowing or whatever. And she said, you should go by Chaos. And I was like, I like the name of it, but at the same time, it was so much craziness surrounding my life in that moment. You know what I'm saying? It all made sense. Like, yeah, there's really some chaotic shit going on.
Yeah.
So it all just made sense at that time. But I didn't want to spell like the regular, you know what I'm saying, chaos. So I had to put my own little twist on it, and that's when I came up with K dash O Z. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know what I'm saying, where I'm at right now, there's so many damn chaoses out there. I'm like, I just dropped off the OZ because so many people was calling me K dash
K Dash.
anyway. So I kind of just adopted that from my people. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
my family. So yeah.
Can you remember like first time you ever heard hip hop music? I can't. I know I can't.
I mean, I remember it as a child, but I probably didn't really understand it or really get into it deeply until like right when CDs came out. You know what I'm saying? So that was right after the tape era, but that's when you know what I'm saying, I can remember buying my first CD like
You
yesterday
remember which
and
one
really,
it was?
yeah, it was actually my first CD was I bought that damn, I bought two actually. I bought that Missy Elliott and it was Timberland's. I forgot exactly what Timberland's CD
CD
was
was.
at that time, but those was my first two CDs, and then I mean I'm not including all the underground
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
bootleg
yeah, yeah,
CDs
yeah.
that I had. I grew up on Screw, you know
Of
what I'm
course.
saying, and stuff like that. But those was like the first thing I purchased. You know what I'm saying? So
And mine was Coolio, Gangster's Paradise.
yeah.
That was the first hip hop CD I ever had.
I mean, it's crazy because I hate to say it as an artist, but it was so easy to get music. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, we grew up in the era of Napster and all this other.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just easy to. You know what I'm saying?
Hear different songs, yeah.
Right.
Um, when did you first start rapping? When did you like sit down and you were like, I think I can do this? Like,
That was pretty much at the age of 14.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, when did you like have your first song? Like you were like, this is like my song. I let people listen to this.
Well, that was around the age of 14, 15 because when I went to the studio, with the dude. Like we finished the song that weekend, and I was like, I remember that was right when the era when CDs hit too. So I took that song and took it to the skating rink and got it played. You know what I'm saying? So people were skating to it. So yeah, it was like around the same age.
All right. Can you tell me about your writing process? I know you told me you just changed, okay, but let's talk about it. Before that, when you used to write, how did that come about?
I mean, it just come about. Me, it was I'm listening to a certain song that I like the beat anyway, so it's kind of like I just used that at the time as my instrumental, and I just wrote over it. You know what I'm saying? Of what I would say on that beat. So it just became to finding a producer who can actually produce a beat just for me, so I can make my own song. And so that's how it pretty much came about. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to just. I sit there, think about what I want the song to be about. I write it. If I don't like how it sounds with the beat, I change it. So on and so forth. That was the writing process until.
Okay, and tell you what you do now.
So now, just starting like 2014, I don't write no more. I go in the booth and I kind of adopt this from like Wayne and Jigga, you know what I'm saying, and Biggie, and go in the booth and just say a few lines, you know what I'm saying, listen to that, 2 or 3 more lines that come to me, drop that until I finish the song. And I noticed that I can get more emotion and, you know what I'm saying, everything, it just fits better and it feels more comfortable.
Yeah,
and a lot of people told me, exactly, a lot of people told me like, this is you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you found yourself, so it just feels natural, like you said.
You ever like finish making a song and you're like, this is like the one right here, like this is a hit?
Man,
this is the one people are gonna like more than the
other
other
used to
ones?
think like that, you know what I'm saying, until I ran into what I thought was a hit. Somebody would hear something else and be like, nah, this is the one. Yeah. So I come to the realization that everybody's gonna like what they like, and I wish I could just pick a hit like that.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, how about the writing process in the movie that you're making now? Like, you think about that?
Well, yeah, I'm making a movie right now called Dream Too Fast, and it's my first movie. You know what I'm saying? I done shot music videos, but this is my first movie, so it's like at first I had to come up with a story that, first of all, that's believable and you know that's gonna be entertaining at the same time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So once I had the concept, like the body of the movie, then I had to go through and kind of write it line for line. So I mean, I took real life events and, you know what I'm saying, other things that I just feel could be dope being brought to life. And I just, you know what I'm saying, made you know what I'm saying, a nice movie out of it. But I'm still currently working on it right now, but, you know what I'm saying, it's a working process.
Okay. And I know you're independent, but, like, how much work do you really do yourself? Like, it's pretty much all of it, huh?
Yeah, I mean...
You gotta outsource some things, you know.
Right. But for the most part, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as jumping in the booth, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my producers and my engineers, you know what I'm saying? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to already have the song laid in my head. So when I do hit the big studio, I ain't got to play around with their time and I ain't got to play around with my money. I can just drop my stuff and dip. But I got a pre-studio, you know what I'm saying, myself with Pro Tools and everything. So that's how I kind of like do my rough drafts. Okay, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? But as far as from the music to shooting the videos to getting it edited down to me picking exactly what photos I want to use for which covers and sending that off and having somebody do my artwork, getting that back in, you know what I'm saying, me pressing everything up, making t-shirts and whatever it takes, you know what I'm saying, because I feel like sometimes if you want things to go how you want it to go, you got to do it yourself